Daisy Ridley has given us an update on the Ray movie. Directed by Charmaine, don't squeeze the Charmin, Obaid-Chinoy, who famously said it's about time a woman.
I like to make men feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It's not racism when you're just doing an accent, chat. Don't let them tell you it is.
Do you care?
No.
At this point, I don't care.
I don't give a flying fuck. This film's never getting fucking made and she's never directing it.
Yeah, we are getting a movie next year. Getting the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, because that's been filmed now, right?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver said she's done scenes with Grogu already.
Sigourney Weaver?
She's in it.
God.
Why did she suddenly become the... No, I don't care.
Well, she was so great in The Defenders. I mean, fucking...
Yeah, I know, right?
Daisy Ridley is returning to Star Wars. We knew this. The universe to reprise her massively popular role as Rey Palpatine, and is providing an update on the script of the sequel film. So it is a sequel. The cleaner star. Oh, the cleaner. That was
the cleaner star.
Wow.
And everybody in the chat's all. So she's cleaning houses now.
This sounds like you know that meme from the Conan O'Brien show, the guy who wrote with Norm Macdonald, where they're like Jeffrey Epstein. He says the investment banker. It's just like who's Daisy Ridley, star of the cleaner?
Star of the cleaner. Star of the cleaning my toilet.
Oh,
wow, white girls are still cleaning houses. Holy shit.
Well, all the others got deported. So.
Yeah. Gotta make that money. Gotta pay them bills.
Well, I can see the writer this be like, what else should I reference? We've already mentioned Star Wars. We're like, yeah, good point.
What else has he done?
She's just been in nothing anyone cared about.
The cleaner star
That's rough.
said in a new interview that she feels really good that writer George Nolfi is putting together the Star Wars script for the film Don't Squeeze the Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is set to direct. I have not read the latest script because there isn't one. But I know what's happening. Like he's there typing away and I know the story. And I think what feels really good is that George is a phenomenal writer.
Okay.
Is that an update?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like an update to me.
I feel like the guy's a good writer. Okay.
He's done some decent stuff by the looks of it.
At this point, I would just ask you, like, have you ever read a script where you've announced to the world that you feel like the person's a bad writer and this looks like a bad story? And of course, you'd be like, no. And you'd be like, yeah. So why the fuck should we care about this?
I think we're making sure that this story is the best way. This script is the best way to tell the story.
Wait,
I think the best way to tell a story for a movie is to write a script. What?
Man, that's crazy.
I did not know.
This is reaching more than fucking Reed Richards.
I've been told the best way to shoot a movie is with a camera.
Let me tell you, they've got some cameras.
It's the best way of telling a story. Jeez, man.
She continues, oh, thank God. And I think it will be worthwhile for everyone watching it. And I am very excited.
To get fucking paid, yes.
How to get kind of something out of absolutely nothing. You know, this was sent by Disney. It's like, we got to say something that we're doing something.
It is alive. The project is alive.
While the Star Wars film becomes a reality, does
it though?
Not so sure.
Pressing X it out.
Ridley says she is not opposed to becoming an Avenger and joining Marvel's MCU in the future.
Please give me a job. I'm begging you. This film's never getting made. Please give me a job. I want her
to be Gaia's twin sister, missing twin sister.
Can you imagine that though? Just like, yeah, I'll be an Avenger. Yeah, let's go. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I just want to say right now that I am not against being in the MCU and becoming an Avenger. Okay.
Okay.
Putting it out there.
Again, receiving shit tons of money for some crappy slop project. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm open to loads of stuff.
I'm open to low expectations.
I'm open to loads.
I bet you have. You never secured the role, Rhea.
Really? How about OnlyFans? She said in an interview with Comic Book, I work with this amazing second AD called Matthew Sharp, and he texts me because he's doing Avengers, and he says, if they call. So I was like, if they call, absolutely. I then, of course, love Batman, love the Penguin. I'm a fan of so many sorts of films. Yeah, I'm open to everything. Please hire me. The Star Wars thing is never fucking happening. Please give me a job. Poor Daisy.
What do you mean? They gotta backtrack this. Raise everyone's favorite character.
She likes all the Batman, MauLer.
Yeah, and the Star Wars.
Oh, I hate. She seems like a nice.
She seems like a nice.
And I actually feel sorry for her listening to this clear and utter begging for a fucking job because this ain't happening. Oh, Daisy.
Last year, Ridley reflected on the backlash she received after joining the Star Wars universe. It's still upsetting, Ridley said on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. You don't want people to feel you're not served the thing they're a fan of. But The Last Jedi was so divisive. It felt like the first one, everyone was responsive in the same way. The second, super divisive. The last one, super divisive. It didn't change how I felt about it. I mean, it probably sucks from her perspective, but the biggest complaints, as we've said multiple times, she's a Mary Sue. It's how she's written. It's not really her fault. But the biggest complaint is how they dealt with Luke and Han. That's what everybody was fucking mad about. And people have been trying to steer that argument in another direction forever. When I first saw the trailers, did anybody give a shit that it was a girl? I didn't care.
No.
I didn't give a shit.
Just wanted to
they've made up that like everyone in the audience was really mad that Finn was black and everything.
Yeah.
You know, they trying to rewrite it all as if TFA's hype wasn't through the fucking roof for everyone. Because Star Wars was coming back.
Dude, it was insane. We'll never see the likes of it again. I was excited. I was fucking stoked. I'm like, Disney bought it. This is a good idea. Kathleen Kennedy's in charge. Sounds like a good idea. George Lucas, handpicked Kathleen Kennedy. Lucas has worked with Disney in the past. Star Tours was awesome at Disneyland. It's like, sweet. I know. Sweet summer children we all were.
I've heard the counter from a couple of people that I tend to agree with a lot of stuff, where they'll be like, well, there's no doubt Kathleen Kennedy is a phenomenal producer, and it made sense that he chose her. And I was like, you can't say that in retrospect. She ruined it. It was a bad choice. How is it anything but a bad choice? If her history at that point was good, she was obviously a terrible choice.
Let's use a sports analogy that Az will understand, but MauLer won't because he doesn't care about either football, as far as I know. But the real football, American football, there's a lot of great coordinators out there. Offensive coordinators, defensive. Vic Fangio, he was a defensive coordinator for Eagles. Guy's a great defensive coordinator.
Not good head coaches.
Not good head coaches. Fucking terrible, awful, god-awful head coaches.
Yeah, I get you.
Argument can be made that Kathleen Kennedy co-produced a lot of films with her husband, who's a good producer. Producer is a lot of things, but it's just basically a fucking manager. That's what you are. You manage shit. Creatively, there are some producers who are creative. Kathleen Kennedy is not one of them. She doesn't have a creative bone in her fucking body. She's a good administrator. You would think that would be good enough to run a studio, but no, it's not. You need to be somebody who is familiar with making film and television and dealing with creatives, and you have to have some taste. And she hasn't had that. So whatever she did before has been completely erased by taking the biggest intellectual property, cinematic intellectual property of all time, and turning it into a subcategory on a failing streaming service.
Dude.
How fucking sad is that? Like Skeleton Crew. Like you think about like everything from my era, because I'm old. George was selective with what he did with Star Wars in the beginning. I remember when he stopped it altogether. After 85, the Power of the Force figures, we just had some role-playing stuff, but Star Wars essentially disappeared until Timothy Zahn books came out, right? And it was just out. of the zeitgeist. It was gone. It was Star Wars was awesome and it was gone. And I like people probably can't even imagine a period like that. But you know, he was selective with what he did at first, and smart and strategic. How he dealt with Star Wars, and Kathleen Kennedy has been the opposite of that. And she spammed all this shit. There's no way you can get to the heights it was before. You know what Disney wants all the time, MauLer and Az? They want a Force Awakens every time they release a movie, every time they release a show. That's what they expect. That's what they paid for, right?
But they expect that, but they're not putting in the work to get that.
Exactly. You know, Last Jedi made $1 billion. Rise of Skywalker made $1 billion, but it was diminishing returns. And the proof is in the pudding. When was the last time we saw a fucking Star Wars movie? It's been 6 years.
6 years.
6 fucking years.
Well, yeah, that's why any argument about the box office for Rise of Skywalker just doesn't fucking matter. It would be like they've decided not to continue it. Why do you think that is?
If these were wildly successful series and everybody loved them, we'd have another trilogy already. We'd be in the midst of another trilogy of some kind.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson's making his, mate. It's coming anytime.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
You know, I do kind of want to see that universe, though. He releases this fucking trilogy. That
if he does Star Wars Knives Out.
Yeah.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.